Welcome back to the studio, Melza.
Oh, thanks. I feel like I've never left.
Yeah, you hear a lot.
I'm here a lot.
But I say that with a happy tone in my voice.
I'm still a bit homeless, so it is a nice comfy couch to sleep on occasionally.
You don't fit that bill at all. Unkept hair, flanny.
I feel like I'm looking decent today.
You're looking fit again.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Somehow you're going to turn that into me giving you an insult at some point.
Yeah.
You said fit 3 times.
You said you're looking fit again. That's like past tense. There was a time when I didn't look fit.
Well, let's just move on from that. So someone who always looks fit.
Does he?
He never looks unfit. He can fluctuate quite a bit like a small dog.
Yeah, I think
And
it's
still,
temperament.
he can pull it off regardless what
Yeah.
his bodily condition is. We're talking about Daniel Caulfield.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Obviously one of my best friends, but I agree with you.
He's a cool dude. I've become significantly in his life a lot lately.
Intertwined even.
With his life. And I dig him as well. I click with him on many levels. So I'm keen to hear what he has to say.
So I guess he's been on the show before, but more so than anything, he's been mentioned a lot.
Yeah.
He was a big part of different forms of my life for a long time. But today he's coming to talk about his new band,
Yep.
Microcuts, which one of the great names. And it's a different change of style for him. He's singing in this one, and I think it might be the first time since he was playing Jack Johnson covers in about 2002 that he's been singing in public.
Yeah.
And he's also playing guitar, which I don't think he's done in any of the bands. He's been writing a lot on guitar for a long time, but I don't think he's actually been the guitar player in a band for a very long time.
I just know Dan as the metalhead.
Yeah.
And I learnt from Dan and Caldwell, actually, who's in Microcuts as well. There's a lot more into singing metal than just yelling. So it's actually a lot of voice control and work that goes into executing that. So if he can do that, now with my newfound appreciation of the craft, I'm expecting big things from Microcuts.
Yeah, so they're a rock band.
Yep.
And it seems to be something he's been kind of moving towards for a while, and it's a really good song.
Yeah.
And it's got we'll talk, I'm assuming we'll probably get to what it means. I'm interested to find out what it is exactly the song's about, because Dan is, as a previous guest has mentioned, Dan's an onion. Yeah. I think Ryan Wilson might have described things as people as
onions.
Quite often an onion, and Dan is a multi-layered onion.
I love onions, not to eat raw, but they're nice when you sort of cook and just unravel.
I'd prefer you didn't eat my best mate. that'd be good.
He's little.
So we'll probably, I don't know what else we'll get onto today. The good thing about having someone on like a Dan is that...
Like a Dan.
Like a Dan.
Or an actual Dan.
Or an actual Dan, yeah. I mean, he's Dan adjacent.
Yep.
He is that we can go pretty much anywhere with him, and he's usually a pretty open book. So
yeah, no, it's cool.
Excellent. Well, talking about open books, I just tried to do an awkward throw to you.
Yeah, eyeballed me uncomfortably. Now we've talked about how this is not a...
I'm just trying to get a bit of revenge. So I'm just going to make the segue. If you want to support the show, you can go to Punching.
Something to do with books.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to try one out on you. This is why we really, and Mel's hassling me, we are going to bring the video at some point. So that would have been a video moment.
Yeah.
If you want to support the show, which we really appreciate, you can do that for as little as $3 per donation, or you can.
That's nothing.
That's less than a cup of coffee.
3 times $1.
It is. That's marvelous. Marvelous math there.
And that's easy. Just don't put it in the pokies and put it into us.
Correct. That's really where it should go.
Yeah.
Every time you think about gambling, and we're not far off things, just slot it into us. Slot it into some Punching Sideways. Just go to Punching Sideways and press that slot button.
Yeah,
it'll look a lot like a Buy Me a Coffee button.
That's it.
And you can click and play there, share it. And this is Dan Caulfield, singer of many, many heavy bands over the years, but today we're talking about his new rock band, Microcuts. Yeah. Righto, let's do it.
Is this going to be like a Prince thing where you've got all these recorded songs ready in the vault, and then it's like if I die, we can just come in and keep continually releasing songs.
If I was to unfortunately pass away and that would hopefully make me super famous, there would be a song coming out every 3 months for the next like gajillion years.
Is that the next level? You know,
Hologram?
for me to get famous or for you to get famous, do we have to die first?
Then you have to be slightly famous first, then you can die.
All right, so I've still got a little bit of work to do before I can give up on the world. And I really, sorry, unless Josh and you and I recorded a bazillion podcasts ahead, I don't feel like my emceeing skills would live on to test the time. Like, will people sit back and go, oh, I remember that day that she emceed my day at work?
That's what I've been trying to get.
They might remember if you did that.
Just follow me around for a whole week. It's like, and MC everything like we were talking about.
Dan,
rock up to my house and just MC me like going to the toilet.
So Dan just mentioned when he came in that I'm everywhere that he is now. Everything that he seems to be doing I'm part of, but in a different aspect, I suppose. So he came up with the idea that maybe I could just MC his day at work.
Just take a permanent role as my personal MC. Which
I'm actually, to be honest, not against. I'm like, my brain.
I think Dad's okay with it too. He looks happy.
I would let it happen, man.
Yeah. Literally, we need to talk to Steve at Blackline and see, hey, can Mel just come in and maybe not the whole week, maybe a couple of days.
Yeah. He's a real chill dude. He'd probably just say yes.
And just go, hey, can Mel just come in and just start emceeing work?
Yeah.
She needs skills. You're all about helping everyone.
Can Mel, and he just already signed off on it.
Yeah.
Doesn't even know what it is.
Yep. Just go for it, mate.
Yeah. For the greater good.
For the greater good.
Yeah.
Righto, Daniel. Well, welcome.
Oh, welcome, Daniel.
Hey, thanks. Good to be here.
Firstly, I'd just like to say you're looking very dapper.
Thank you. This is on the floor at home, so that's what you got.
No, you almost look like you deliberately pulled this look together
Thank
today.
you, I did not.
For the listeners at home, he's wearing some just nice ripped knee jeans
The cat ripped them.
with a white or a stripy sort
Actually, can you mention this bit as well?
He's got a cat chewed sock with some baller type basketball shoes, which I really like. A bit of a beanie and an intellect throw in of bespectacled glasses.
Yes.
I commented on the specs as I walked in.
Yeah, the glasses are what makes you appear smarter than you actually are.
Also not for sale.
Not for sale.
After you drive home,
I was just going to knock you down and take them. I didn't know I was not going to offer up any money for them at all.
Don't do that.
You do look good.
Yeah, thanks.
How long have you had the glasses for, Dan?
Oh man, I've probably had a year and a half now.
Have you had to tighten the screw yet?
No, not yet.
I discovered that when you can't see very well and you take the glasses off to tighten the screw, you can no longer see the screw.
They're pretty good.
It does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You almost need another pair of glasses to fix your glasses.
Yeah. Me and my dad were trying to fix these glasses and our heads were about 2 inches apart and the glasses were an inch away trying to see. And he's like, am I hitting it? No, that's the lens, Dad. Do you want me to get some nail polish out of the car? Why do you have nail polish?
Oh, why do you have nail polish?
I don't. The 78-year-old did.
Oh, really?
I don't know why he's got it.
He had nail polish
That was his plan, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Your dad's very prepared. He's very prepared for any situation.
Yeah.
I find.
So if this is
Old Terry Liston, he's got it.
He's a prepper.
He's got game.
Is that his name?
Terry is his name, yeah.
Wow.
Terrence.
I didn't mention that in our last episode, which a few episodes ago, with Terry's big bearded ball drop.
That's your dad's name.
Because he doesn't have a beard.
Oh, wow.
He's an electrician, so he's very savvy. He's very prepared for things. So it could be for anything, really. In case, I don't know, a girl gets in his car and she hasn't got nail polish, then Terry's got your back.
Well, you can also fix like runs in stockings with nail polish as well.
You can fix what?
Runs in stockings with nail
obviously,
polish.
Terry knows that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's probably what it's for.
Yeah.
Because I think there's more chance that he'll meet an elderly lady
with
and need them. Yeah, than there is a young lady in his car.
I don't know. Your dad's got game, man.
How do you feel about that?
Been dealing with that my whole life.
Your dad having game?
My first girlfriend saw a picture of him playing rugby, and out of all the people on the photo, I didn't know who he was because there was no names on there, said, that guy is so hot.
Oh.
And I was like, fantastic.
Yeah.
Really?
That's my dad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So for anyone that's just tuning in, Dan Caulfield is like a sort of an annoying new character that comes in and out. You're actually here with the first time, well, not in this studio, the first time that I was welcomed aboard the flagship of the Punching Sideways as a co-host.
Yes.
We have a photo of us on the little couch together.
Yeah. Sweet.
So we brought you back.
Thanks.
And it's nice to have someone else to throw shade on Josh.
I'm just happy there's someone in here wearing glasses other than me.
Yeah. I mean, I can't see either of you.
Because I thought you were hedging towards some kind of glasses related put down before.
No.
And we didn't quite get there.
No. I
There's
dig,
still time, but we've got
I
heaps of time.
dig glasses,
Yeah, cool.
to be honest.
Yeah, good.
People that wear them and own it, like, go for it. Like, both of you have personality statement glasses.
Yeah.
So good for you.
I was going to say, when you said to Dan, they make you look smarter than you actually are, I was going to comment on the fact I've been pulling that off for 5 years.
Let's never say that sentence again.
Yeah.
No. I believe that maybe I should wear glasses.
Possibly.
Maybe we'll get a photo with me with one of you.
Does it really make you look smarter, though?
No.
I don't know if it does.
I just think that you two just look together.
I feel like I should look like I should be going to church today. That's what
Dan
I feel
is a together-looking person in general.
You are.
He could-
It's sort
he
of,
could-
Sucks, doesn't it?
He
I'm
could-
not.
yeah.
You could take
the
the
looks-
glass-
It's a ruse.
When I take my glasses off at work, if I've got to clean them or
Yeah.
just for whatever reason, I have people actively reach out to me that are fellow staff members and say, put your glasses back on.
Oh, really?
Like, some of them can't handle it.
Yeah.
Really?
It's just get them back on. Whereas, Dan, you take yours off and you're still just the same dude.
Yeah.
Tell
pretty
me
much.
this. This is a little bit of a. When we were in lockdown, we're having to wear masks. How did you cope with the old masks and
Oh, gosh.
the glasses thing?
No.
No good.
No, she's not
They
a winner.
fog up?
Sorry, you're not a winner. Like, oh, nah, fogged up. Like, I couldn't do it. I went no glasses for ages at work.
Oh, really?
So I was like, in front of a computer screen and it's like good, black, blurry fucking vision. It's just shit.
Yeah, right. Oh, well, another thing that I have noticed of late, there is another way to fog up your glasses, which I've managed to get Josh to do twice now, is laughing so much that he cries.
We've had 2 laugh cry incidents.
Just steam out of his eyes.
What the hell? How do you get steam out of your eye?
I don't know either.
Is that a thing?
I'm not sure how it happened, but twice. Once 6 months ago-ish and
Yeah,
the other time last week.
yeah.
Something triggered a laugh to the
I need
level.
I need to just find out. Hey, Google, can you steam up your glasses by crying?
You can.
How to stop glasses from steaming up when wearing a face mask?
No.
Why do
It's
my
happened.
glasses
We've
fog
got-
up?
We haven't actually
dunno.
filmed it yet, so it's like this fictitious
it's
thing.
a myth. But
It's a myth, but
well, I
it's
can
happened.
tell you there was a
Yeah.
pain in the butt, so it definitely happened.
It definitely happened. One was when I eyeballed him inappropriately. I threw to him with my eyeballs.
Like, no
Right,
hands? You don't have
right,
any hands available?
Well, he told me that I wasn't allowed to wink at him.
Her transition between subjects or content was a wink.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
you take it.
yeah.
Like,
And I
it's
was not comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So I went the complete opposite and threw my eyes out like
Yeah.
straight. Did not know what was going on. Eyeballs out, and he just sort of went into a shock.
I did.
And I tried to explain my way out of it, and it just made no sense either. Just turned off.
It made sense to you, but that's
It
important.
made complete sense to him, to me, because he had instigated it.
Yeah.
So I was doing the opposite of what I'd been told was
maybe Dan can be the final decider. Is a wink from someone you don't know, just randomly out in public, is it okay to cop a wink?
Jesus. You want to put some context behind that statement, buddy?
No, but there's no context.
There's no context.
Okay,
Basically,
so, okay,
here's
let
what
me
I
just-
do.
let
I
me-
walk down the street as an energy economy. Sometimes instead of smiling at people, I'll just wink and nod my head as I walk past.
Yeah, look, this is going to sound super, like, sexist when I say this, but, like from a, I don't know. Actually, no, probably from the same. It'd be as weird as it is from a girl as it is from a guy. It'd be just as weird both ways. So, like, is it okay? I mean, probably. I don't know. It's not illegal, I guess, but like,
It's not illegal. There you go. Am I doing
is it
anything?
super awkward? Hell yes.
It's not, though.
Or it could brighten someone's day. Like it could.
I know. I think it's the same as smiling.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Thanks, Dan. That's exactly what I said.
It's like, is it okay if I walk down the street and just like grab someone's ass on the way?
That's exactly what I said.
It's pretty much the non-verbal like version of grabbing someone on the ass. That's.
I don't want to lose. It's like an essence of me. Maybe that's why.
Like I said, like it's not like Donald Trump illegal. Like
No.
I think we all need to move on from parts of ourselves, Mel.
No.
Maybe the winky wink.
Well, I am
become a butterfly.
She doubled down on it to start with.
You're a caterpillar now. You become a butterfly of the.
Yeah. So what do I do instead? Smile still?
Like, humans have been known to wave.
No, so that's...
Even sometimes say hello.
Do you know where it started? It started when I was working at Mars in like compacted hallways, and you're walking down like across from each other and you would see someone
So
that you
people
know, know or whatever, and I just, instead of like a smile, which looks weird from like an external point of view, like you get eye contact with the person, I just wink as I'm walking past.
Yeah, that's not
rather
weird.
than...
That's not weird, but what we're saying here is a different sitch.
Well,
So-
yeah, it's sort of just translated into another
You just
element.
generalise
Now you just
to
look at
everybody.
random people down the street.
I've just found out that that's easy to do.
Children, babies.
It's certainly economical. I'll give you that.
I feel like I
Maybe
have,
it's lazy. Maybe you're lazy.
Yeah, I've winked at children.
True.
Small dogs, animals.
Let's get off that as quick as
Anything-
possible.
Oh, I do have a new thing that I want to try with a dog and a good-looking owner at one point. Rather, you know, when you see these beautiful like creatures, like you've got pets, Dan.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's like, oh, it's such a beautiful
The best.
dog. And usually what happens is like girls will go up to like, oh my God, you've got such a beautiful dog. Can I pat it? And then go up to the dog and go, oh my God, you've got such a beautiful owner. Can I pat it?
Can I pat him?
Do you think that would work?
That'd be an awesome skit to do.
Yeah.
That'd be a great skit. You should do that.
We should do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it would.
Well, I don't know. Like, I
I feel
always
like the
thought-
comedic
yeah.
of it
It's
is
worth
enough for me to push the barrier and just do it.
If
to
you might meet the greatest guy ever, because if someone's open to that, it's hilarious. Like if they get that.
Can you,
Yeah.
as a female, is there any way for you to know just by judging the dog and the owner together as a package whether he has a partner or not? Is there anything about dogs that gives away the status?
Oh,
No,
Lord.
I don't
know.
reckon. Couldn't be.
To be fair, I'm not usually one of those people that would go up to a person with a dog and go, oh my God, it's such a nice dog. So it's sort
But
of
you are
almost...
go up to someone and wink at them.
You just wink to anyone, but just hand out winks like it's candy.
Yeah, so I'm feeling like if they've got a wedding ring or something, that's probably a good sign.
Yeah.
That's how you tell.
Everyone else is free game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, do you know what? They're not locked away yet. Like,
Yeah, that's it. Talked about being locked away.
Yes.
Dan, you've been locked away in the studio for a while, making music with microcuts.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because people would probably know that you've been in a lot of bands over the years and this is very different. And I think I heard it referred to on Facebook by a mutual friend that it reminded them of the good feelings they had when they heard bands like Jebediah back in the day.
Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? That's really
so
cool.
can you maybe tell us, for people that may only know that you've played mostly heavy music, what it is that Microcuts is and what you've been doing?
Yeah, so...
And maybe the name of the record label, because I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, so that's my record label that I've started called Stay Home Records.
yes.
And yeah, I was sitting in the bedroom and I was, super, super bored and playing some music and I chucked a capo on the 3rd fret and it didn't let me write anything sad. So it just really made me write happy music for a little bit.
My brain just went, "Pfft, I have no idea what you've just said.
So we changed the tune. I changed the tune, technically I changed the tuning of the guitar to its normal thing.
Okay.
And it made everything really happy instead of really sad.
Okay.
He's,
So
he's
metal.
moved it up, instead of moving down a register
Yeah.
or half
Okay.
a register like you would when you're in a heavy band, he's moved it the other way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
and then I was sort of thinking about, what would be fun to just get out and play. Like if you're sitting in a pub and listening to it and having a good time, and you didn't want something blowing your head off, like because metal bands are what I've been doing for the last forever. If you just want something that wasn't going to blow your head off and you're going to have fun and enjoy and listen to it, what would you be playing? And I just started writing these songs, and now there's a heap of them, and they're really cool.
So you're singing,
I'm singing and playing guitar,
and you're also playing guitar.
Yeah, so I've written these songs from start to finish, and then Caldwell Jones, who's the drummer, has done all the drums for it because I can't play drums for shit. So, and they're all pretty much ready to go. So we're doing our first gig. I don't know if it's been announced yet. Has it been announced yet?
It's about to be.
Is it about to be? Can I do that? I don't think I
Wow.
should. I don't know if I'm allowed to.
I don't know either.
Okay.
Well, maybe say it.
Well, we're playing at Beer Deluxe. Let's just say that in the next month.
Oh,
How
yeah,
about that?
that's that. Oh, I don't know if that has been announced or not yet.
Yeah.
Now
Just
that you've just said that.
Wherever you're listening to this, I'll have a note.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
date
Yeah,
and
cool.
everything.
Oh,
I don't think I'm allowed to say
that's
it. I don't
another
know.
thing that I'm emceeing.
Yeah, I know. Fist bump.
That was an uncomfortable reach around the
Because
mic.
we're both slightly short
Jesus,
of
that-
stature.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, that's what that thing is, that dynamite thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll take a picture. Dan's been fascinated with these little reg. Do you remember that thing I gave you ages ago called the Cloud Lifter?
Yeah.
This is a smaller version of the same.
Yeah,
type.
right. That's rad. Cool.
Just a little bit of gear talk there, bit of gear nerd talk. So where were we at there?
Oh, okay.
Can we just cover off the other two band members first?
Yeah, so it's myself, Tom Clayton.
On guitar.
He's playing guitar, and Benny Dale is playing bass.
Yeah.
And then Caldwell Jones is doing some drums, and Tom and Caldwell are both singing as well. So
Nice.
it's really cool music, and there's like a lot of dual vocal parts and stuff. And
Did you have a follow up from before?
Oh, I actually didn't know what gig you were talking about.
Yeah.
So that was where my brain was like, I don't know yet.
Well, it's really cool. Like there's
a few things that are happening in the pipelines.
Yeah, so gigs are happening again, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
Very exciting times.
So when you hear people that have taste in music refer to this new stuff being like, say, a Jebediah.
Yeah, great.
How does that make you feel versus maybe in the past a different version of yourself when you were
perfect, man? This is so good, dude. Like
because
exactly
that to me appeared on the outside because I obviously haven't seen you as much in the last 8 to 9 months as any period in the last 15 years because of COVID.
Yep.
It seemed like all of a sudden one day you're just like, I'm not sure if heavy music's all that I want to do.
Yeah, dude, definitely. It never has
I think
been.
you knew that I kind of had moved on a little bit from that.
Yeah,
even when I was living with you guys in Wodonga a couple of years ago, I very rarely would ever have listened to a heavy song when I lived with you.
I think I think the whole time you listen to anything, you showed me one heavy song the whole time.
I think the only heavy band I've listened to that I loved for the last half a decade was Whitechapel.
Yeah, that was it.
That new album it's not new now, but that was it.
That was a great album too, but yeah.
Yeah, so can you just talk us through when you realised that, because obviously I've known you for a long time, you're a very creative person and you've got all of the technical ability to transfer things from your head straight into something.
Yeah.
When you decided, though, more about the emotions around, okay, I think I want to play a different style of music that people probably don't know me for.
Came from nowhere, man. Like, I couldn't attribute it to anything except for like a change in, I guess, spirit. It sounds strange, but like, because I was going through a bit of a soul-searching time in the last few years, like you know about that. You know, I've talked about it on the podcast before as well. And I think that's a change in spirit is where that all came from as well. So I stopped maybe being not as angry, but putting my energies into more productive outcomes would be the best way to explain it.
As well as changing the fret on you.
And changing the fret, man. That was it. That was it. You got it.
That's it. Change the fret. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
Don't fret. Just change your fret.
Change your fret. Yeah, that's not what we're never using that again.
It's funny about it's super nerdy, but the changing fret thing. The best song that I personally think that I've probably ever written is a song called Faith and Blood, which is an old acoustic song that we had that was just people really...
Should put a link to that if you've got it somewhere.
Yeah, people really loved it.
Yeah.
And I played that initially on my acoustic guitar out the front of an old house, and I didn't have the capo on, and I couldn't sing anything to it. And all I did was put a capo on the 6th fret, and I thought it was just going to help me sing in my register.
Yeah.
And suddenly it became this other thing altogether.
Yeah.
It became something different and it had magic to it, which it didn't have in that lower register.
Yep.
Yeah.
There is a magic to that 6th fret, though.
Where I'm getting to is it's not the best. If you're thinking, I'm going to record this song, no engineer, no person, why are you putting a capo on the guitar?
Yeah.
That's going to be out of tune the whole time.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to sing to that in the studio or whatever.
Yeah.
Like everyone's going to be confused about the register when they're doing backing vocals.
Yep.
But it sounds to me like it was just a moment.
Yeah, dude. And I've written there's probably 4 songs now in that Microcuts universe that are with that capo on the 4th fret, our 3rd fret, and every single one has like an anthemic quality to it.
Yeah.
It's really strange. Yeah, it's really cool.
So if you want to write a good rock song, just capo on the 3rd fret, is that what?
Apparently, I don't know. Everyone's got their own little thing they do.
Because I remember back in the day when we were recording in Wagga, and a couple of the songs were using capos. Like we had some songs in our old band.
What is a capo?
A capo is a small clamp that covers all the strings.
Cool.
Sorry.
That's all I needed.
And essentially it's the end of the fretboard is called the nut. Yeah. That's where the strings go over.
Oh, mate. My brain.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry.
Yeah. So really it's like you've artificially put
a
a different end of the fretboard on. You've made the fretboard shorter.
Okay.
Which makes the strings more
higher, and it makes it...
Yeah, they're under more tension and you've moved it up.
Cool.
I remember our old producer back in the day, Dan, with our old band, Dave, looking at us like, okay, so that guitar's no tuning. That one's got a capo on the 2nd and the other one's got a capo on the 3rd. That's never going to be able to stay in tune.
Yeah.
It's going to sound horrible. And it didn't. It actually worked.
Do a lot
But
of
you must have been, to put a
background.
cape on, what I'm really getting at, Mel, and this is where I'm kind of hedging towards, is you obviously were searching for something different when you reached for the capo.
Yeah, 100%. So it's really, when you've been doing something for so long, it's really easy just to fall into old habits really quickly.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean, so easy to do. So trying to just change whatever you can, stand on your head, do something different sort of thing. Is
Because
what
I
I
know
was doing musically.
some people, like our mutual friend Liam Willoughby back in the day,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
he would not change tunings or he would just write on a different instrument
yeah.
when he was in search of something.
Yeah. That's a way to do it too, man. Just change something.
But putting a cape on can transform just playing guitar into something else as well.
Yeah. Especially if you're used to being in the same room. Any change of environment or any change of anything you can do is great as a creative person. Like, you're trying out a new anything, man. Like, just try some different shit. That's that's what I'm getting at.
Try some different shit.
Yeah, just do something.
Life wisdom with Dan Caulfield.
Yeah.
It's true though.
Yep.
Like I've been
And now he's
trying
got the
different shit lately too.
You have.
And it works.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pushes
Would
you out
you
of
say
comfort
that
zone
you-
and
Yeah.
evolve.
Exactly.
You've obviously been doing different stuff with the MCing and everything, and more stuff with the Atomic Crew and all that. But you also changed up what you're doing in places like the gym that you haven't done before.
Oh, true.
What are you doing at the gym? What's the story?
Just lifting weights.
Yeah, but
But you've got a couple of different goals in the gym at the moment.
Oh
don't
yeah,
you?
my goal at the gym now is to jump 3 foot vertical.
is that like Michael? How? 3 foot's a long way.
Is
it?
When
I
I
don't know.
mentioned
Probably jumping to the
I'm not
top
real
of
good at jumping in general.
See,
Never
I'm
measured
not
it.
either, so I feel like it would be
How do you
great.
measure a jump?
A jump. Well, I just want to be able to jump up high. So I've just started playing mixed netball again, and in my brain, I know I'm competitive, and I usually will go up against someone of Josh's size and height, regardless.
So 5'4" for everyone listening.
Anyone over 6 foot is the person that I will take on always. And usually what happens is they land on top of me, or like I end up crash tackled down to the ground. But in my brain, if I can just like go and grab the ball,
Yeah,
or at least be like
a competitor
in it,
that.
like in a competitor, because I think people just look at me and go, why are you trying? Why are you trying?
Yeah.
And sometimes I get it because it's like an unexpected, why is this chick just... So if I can get up high, that's one goal. My trainer, though, he was be like, how tall are you? And I was like, 5'2.5". That's very important. And he goes, all right, well, I'm just going to show you how high this 3 foot jump is. And I was like, yeah, of course I want to jump that high. And he goes, all right, let's get some perspective on this. Maybe we can break it down into stages. And I'm like, yep, that's fine. I still want to be able to jump that high. My other goal is I want to be able to hollow rock a Malteser.
Okay, now explain that in more detail.
You've never said that expression that slowly with that amount of articulation. It's the only time I've ever fully understood what you're saying. Okay. You want to hollow rock a Malteser.
So there's this thing that you can do at the gym where you basically like create yourself into like a dish, and it's all ab strength, and you're like a little bowl.
Okay, I'm thinking you're like eating a Malteser.
No.
All right.
So I was doing that one day and struggling with the mental capability and coordination of getting the rock and the thing. And my brain just went, hey, has anyone ever tried to do this with Malteser?
Of course.
And one of the guys actually somehow knew what I was talking about. My trainer's like, what? And I was like, have you ever seen that on the ad where they put the Malteser along the top of the car dashboard and it rolls down? And I was like, how cool would it be to be able to rock the whole distance of a Malteser like in a bowl?
Yeah.
And just like hollow rock that.
Yeah, the Harlem Globetrotters of Malteser rocking.
Yeah, so that was my thing. And then this guy that goes, yeah, I knew what you're talking about. I challenged him to a hollow rock off in 6 months. And then that turned weird because the next week...
Surprising.
No, and because
what could go wrong?
Yeah.
Because
Challenging a random guy to a hollow rock.
Yeah.
Because he's right. my brain's gone, right, I've got this date. I already know it's the 1st of February in 2021. Like, that is etched. That's how my brain works. That's happening. He might not be ready for it, but I'm rocking up to do this. Anyway, the week after, I'm rocked up at the gym and he goes, I'm sitting on the couch with my wife the other night and I just started laughing.
That's so good.
And I was like, what? And he goes, we just had Maltesers, and I started laughing. And she goes, what are you laughing at? And he was like, oh, don't worry.
He wasn't brave enough to say a girl
How
at
do
the gym.
you explain that this girl at the gym has challenged you to a Malteser hollow walk and also it's instigated a laugh in the middle of your intimate, like, laughing couch
They're feeding
time?
each other and just laughing.
Just like,
So, yeah.
yeah, cool. though.
That's my 2 goals.
Yeah.
My new goals for
My
the gym.
my gym goal, Dan, is just to actually go back to the gym.
Yeah,
Just to
Yeah.
get myself through the door.
I feel you.
I'll take you.
Sounds
I'm not
dangerous.
committing to anything regarding a Malteser, though.
No. But if you want to go to the gym, I'll go to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to go. I need someone to drag me there.
Yeah.
Just gonna search how high
It's 3 foot.
can Michael Jordan jump?
Imagine
talking about
Imagine
vertical
if I
inches.
could jump as high as Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Look, I understand.
Okay, here we go. Here, let me just. Do you want to know?
Yeah.
So, what's your goal? 3 foot.
36 inches.
Okay. Jordan's incredible. Like, we're talking about the greatest basketball of all time with the most amazing.
Yeah. I can see why.
Jordan's incredible full 4 foot vertical leap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
the
you're-
first thing on Google.
So that's all right because, like, he's got a lot more lift than me.
Yeah, but you're aiming to be 75% of Michael Jordan.
That's
It seems.
Why are you trying to break down crushed in my dreams
I'm
and
not-
my aspirations?
that's why he's put a goal on. He's like, let's just see if we can get to 1 foot first. I'd be
Also-
happy with 3 foot.
To be
Jeez,
honest,
that'd be
if
awesome.
How did he break
Oh,
it?
what about Bugsy Mogs? He's like outside.
He had a well, hang on. This just leads into the fact that in my genetics, I must have vertical leaps in there somewhere because I now know, courtesy of you, Josh, that James Naismith made basketball a thing.
If your last name was Naismith, wouldn't you think somewhere along the swath of time someone might have mentioned that a Naismith invented the game of basketball?
Really?
See? He doesn't know it.
Yeah, but his last name's Caulfield.
I've got nothing. I've got Emma Caulfield, who's an actor, I think. That's it.
Yeah.
Emma Caulfield, yeah.
Well, here's what I do know about.
But you know there's a suburb named Caulfield?
Yeah, but that,
Do you know what I
and
know
a
about
horse race? That's it.
famous Naismiths? They invented whiteout, which makes much more sense to me because, like, I'm a myriad of mistakes. Or
You are. You are literally living whiteout.
Oh, yeah, you're a cover up. Yeah.
literally just
You
like
actually is a cover up.
Yeah.
literally that's so. Of course, that would just resonate with me more than a basketballer. But now that I'm obviously going to become proficient at jumping,
Or
And-
like you could go join the NBA if you wanted to. After this, that's the level you'll be able to jump at.
we're all allowed to have goals. And do you know what?
Win every single netball like tournament that you could enter from now on after you can jump 3 feet. There's something.
After I can jump 3 feet,
Yeah.
not pre-jumping.
Even 2
3
feet's pretty good, I think.
I think that's probably.
Is 2 feet a better goal? Or is 3 feet? No, you know what? I'm going to go
Don't
for
sell
3
yourself
foot.
short.
I'm going
Aim
to
for
go
the
for 3
stars.
foot. But 2 foot, I
Literally.
will happily as my midway point. Maybe 1.5.
I think you
Look,
just go straight
4
for
foot's
three.
the ceiling. That's the glass ceiling.
I
it
mean,
is.
I don't want to take
Straight up.
Michael Jordan off his mantle or anything.
He'd probably take it personally.
Yeah. So, but it's just something I've always been bad at it. And I think it's also why it's such a good goal for me because it'll push me to develop that vertical leap will push me into a extreme out of comfort zone to get the strength to do that.
I can't envisage any way that you can spoil someone else's relationship by doing it. Whereas the Malteser thing, it sounds like you're just going to get people in trouble.
Yeah.
No, I think we've not spoken of that since because I've squirreled that away and I'm just rocking in on 2021 February.
With this guy, this mystery guy, the Malteser guy,
Yeah.
do you see him regularly enough that you can keep tabs or do you have to go and hunt this guy down? And then...
He's at the gym every time I'm there.
Okay, that's all right. Because his missus might be a bit worried if someone's suddenly looking into him.
I'm not
Who's this girl that wants to know all about you?
I'm not looking to. Literally, I made that challenge, and then that's the end of it until that challenge comes up, and I will continue hustling in my own little way.
So who
until
declares you winner on the day?
me? I'll be the winner. I don't know how often I should remind him about it because that would give him an advantage that he wants to practice.
As much as you can.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to have a real challenge on the day.
I feel like he is reminded of my presence every time I rock into the gym and say
Is
something.
it like more of a bully presence? Like,
No, it's not. It's
I'm after you. The title, the crown.
The belt is mine.
Yeah.
a hollow rock off. Hollow rock off. Is that a thing? Hollow rock off. That's what I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
HRO. We'll just call it HRO.
Yeah, like I'll get a belt and everything. Title.
You could be like you could make a new sport out of this, and you could be the chief of the HRO.
My brain just sees it as an amazing thing to visually be able to do.
So can I? Okay, so you're like in a planking position where you do this.
Upside down, so you're on
like
your
a
butt,
U sort
like
of
a
thing.
U, right?
Yeah.
And you're like a dish, and you've got a rock.
Yeah. Okay.
On your
Like-
butt, basically, like
yeah,
this.
but like a
Yeah,
like
okay.
a bowl.
Yeah.
And it
Like a
takes,
seesaw, let's say.
Yeah, it takes a lot of core strength to be able to do that. And in my thought process would be a good way to register this would be whether you could keep a Malteser going from either way.
Like, where are you going to put where's the Malteser start? Is my first question.
Well,
Like at
for you-
the fingers, maybe? Someone put it at the
Nah,
fingers
I
and
don't
then
think
you
this
just...
is. I think this has been thought through well.
No, I was about to say for a guy, obviously there's full travel. But for a female, there might be obstacles.
Oh,
Yeah.
what if I create a channel?
Jesus. Well, you can. You might need a special piece of equipment.
Well, hang on. If I become...
But where? Just no. Sorry. Nope.
If you are good enough at hollow rocking, then
You want to be bloody
bump
good at hollow
shouldn't
rocking.
be...
I tell you
bump
what.
shouldn't be an obstacle.
But even dudes have pecticles. Is
Pesticles.
that what they're called?
I
That's a technical term.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Look, it's happening. If people want to make excuses of it, why?
No,
I'll have to do a test run, and if I get just melted chocolate everywhere because it gets stuck in areas it shouldn't be, then
Well, you're not allowed to report back. You keep your test runs to yourself.
Yeah. I just think whatever's happened is not how it happened.
stop
Yeah.
killing my fun.
I know. Sorry.
Like seriously, guys, stop.
Sorry, Jumpy.
Have your
Sorry,
fun.
Jumpy chocolate milk.
Look,
Just maybe do it when you're not following Dan around at his
Yeah.
job. If
Please.
you're following Dan at his job,
Super
don't hollow
awkward.
rock.
Jesus.
Talking about the opposite of hollow rock,
Please.
let's get back to microcuts.
Okay.
Yeah, because my ego won't take a day off.
Oh,
No.
yeah. That's right. That's the name of the song.
Thank you for
She said the
rescuing my
name.
piss poor segue then.
She said the name of the
So
song.
that's the name of the song.
Yeah.
What can you tell us what it's about? Because
Yeah.
you guys have taken the perspective of releasing one dedicated kind of song at a time,
Yeah.
making all the elements and whatever about that one song, and then you've got more coming in the future. So what is My Ego Won't Take a Day Off about? It seems like it's obvious, but I know you're a deep person, Dan.
Yeah, pretty
That's why he's
obvious,
got
I
glasses
suppose.
on.
Well, I know. I didn't think that until today, but
That's why I've got glasses on, Josh.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm old and you have poor eyesight.
Exactly.
I wish
The
that was the
depth.
reason.
The depth.
Just being smart.
Yeah.
It just goes with the territory. No, really, you're on the ball, man. It's a little bit more than, I suppose, what the lyrics are about. I'm going to go with exactly what you just said. It's more than what. It's hard to explain.
I'm not letting you off the hook.
All right.
When you say
Here we
more, I mean, obviously, it sounds as though you've been living and breathing the song to the point to get it out. Maybe I've put you on the spot to articulate exactly what it's about, but
So there's more to, I suppose, the human ego than we can make a lot of mistakes by listening to our ego too much. I mean, ego's got a whole reason we have one. It needs to be there so we can. I heard it totally. It needs to be there for a few reasons so that we can differentiate ourselves between things. But it also leads to a lot of sadness and pain. So that's kind of what the song's about. In a happy way. It's a happy song still.
yeah.
It's a rocky song, but it's the lyrics are kind of like, my ego won't take a day off and I lose my temper about it, but it doesn't make me stop who I am.
Yeah.
And I'll keep going and keep, trying to get better and better. Because, I mean, we're all in different ways flawed and not quite what we're made of what we're supposed to be. So I suppose this is like a step one of being more than what you sort of were before.
Yeah.
And every day waking up and going, okay, I'm going to get a little bit better every day of doing it. And the end of the song is like, it actually says, I'll cull this back one day. And that's literally the end of the song. So it's I guess there's cutting off the branches that don't bear any fruit sort of thing, if that makes any sense, is what it sort of is about.
Getting rid of dead wood.
Yeah, so that's a lot to it. A lot more than just that one line,
You've accepted that the ego part that drives part of what you do, that's always just going to be part of the mix.
It's there for a reason, but it's just, you just need to not be a dick about it.
So you're trying to channel whatever energy or whatever motivation, drive the ego affords you.
Yeah.
You're trying to point it at something more productive.
Pretty well. Yeah. If that's there's more to that, even to go deeper than that as well, but then we're getting into some crazy shit. So yeah.
We'll go crazy.
All right.
If you embarrass yourself, I'll just cut it out.
No, it's not that. It's just like saying my worry, I guess my pause before was more about, am I going to say this in the correct way, or am I going to fuck this right up? So
what is the correct way?
Well, there is no correct way, I suppose. You're right.
Yeah, I don't. Whatever the way is that comes out of your mouth, I thought it was supposed to be at the time.
Yeah.
And there's always, and this is where your ego comes into play. There is always a reflective point of where you could have delivered that better. Yeah.
So I guess like, to stick with it, you sort of don't want to make any mistakes in your life, but you have to, and that's where your growth comes. That's where, and that's what we talked about before as well. Mm-hmm. Your growth comes from completely just being destroyed, and then I've been in low points, like even recently, very recently, where it's like bottom of the barrel sort of stuff, where it's quite bad, but you're hitting the bottom of the pool, I suppose, and jumping back up again, and that's I wrote that song way before any of that happened, but it definitely resonates now. There's a lot of things that I've learnt, and I still learn every day, man. Like some of the stuff that I'm reading and listening to now is absolutely insane. Like I didn't realise how the human body worked, and I've talked to Mel about this before, and I think I might have talked to you about the human body and the brain working a certain way. So if something comes into your mind that's I guess like a negative thing, a bad thing, where you're cruel to yourself or unkind, then your brain starts to play a little movie, and that movie just keeps going. And unless you can tell yourself to stop that movie or have a coping mechanism to stop that movie playing in your head, and it goes with like anxiety, depression, like that's its favorite friend, that's its best friends, that movie. And the ego all plays into that as well. So the ego is important, it has to be there. You have to have that movie so you don't run in front of a bus or something like that. You have to have it there. But the best way to explain it, it's like a flame or like a fire. Fire is really great because it can heat your house, and it can help you cook food. It's really great when it's controlled, when you control it. But once it gets out of control is when it's quite bad, which is how the human body works as well, and how the ego works as well. It can burn your whole house down, or it can kill everyone around you and destroy relationships. And the whole point of being a human being is to, I guess, my meaning of life is to build a community that's healthy and respectful and loving. And that's my meaning of my life. But yeah, you're getting into some crazy shit there. But yeah.
Tell me this. So you said that you wrote this song before you went into this stuff.
For sure.
So do you think subconsciously this was you creating an outlet ready for this awakening, for you to hit this dark
for sure.
period?
For sure. You don't know what you need until you need it. Yeah. And if
that message was already there.
Yeah.
But you just hadn't let it get out.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't my time. It wasn't right for me, my time to let it happen. I just had to be this age and this time. And luckily I was smart enough, or not smart enough, that's not the word. I was well versed enough to have knowledge that these were the things that were happening to me, and these were the things that needed to be fixed in my life before I could move on and grow a little bit more.
Where does this knowledge come from?
A lot of it's biblical, so a lot of it's like sermons and stuff like that I've been researching, but yeah, some of it's just general common sense and spirit again. Like spirit's such an important part of our world that we don't even know about.
Yeah,
we all have it. We all have that. We need that spiritual awakening and that spiritual food. We just don't know enough about it.
And everyone has their own tool source, right? So yours is biblical and spiritual and that, but other people can have a completely different community.
It comes in all different parts,
and a different knowledge wavelength. So just because what you're saying works for you doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to resonate with someone else. Nope. But there are different layers to how you can go about, I suppose, helping yourself. And it's just, I suppose, a want to explore and to help yourself.
Yeah, exactly
as
right.
Well.
Exactly right. And this is all, like, to be like brutally honest, this whole microcuts thing or this. It's all about me growing and changing, really.
But this also came from a good thing because these band members came from the fire. Speaking of your fire, right? You channeled this fire fun.
You're just angry at the mic.
Can you go easy on the mic, mate?
Josh is looking at me, trying because he knows I'm going to say a very good point. He's trying to disregard the fact that my hands are going. But this all came about because you were doing your fire fundraiser charity event to raise money for everyone that's been affected in fire.
For sure.
And these band members that you are now playing with in Microcuts were just formed for that night.
Yeah.
And now it has become much more than that, where you, metaphorically taken this fire and channeled it into your growth set and actually controlled it into an outlet that's going to help you.
Yeah.
You were helping others and now you're
myself.
It's cool.
But yeah. It's really had a lucky time, I suppose.
No.
Is the
luckiest people are the hardest workers.
Yeah. I'll attribute it to that.
Yeah.
But, mate, I don't know. I don't want to take in credit for anything, but yeah. But just been really lucky and really I hate to bring Christianity stuff into it because I know not everyone resonates with that, but it's definitely like I feel like I've been looked after.
Yep.
For sure.
Interesting.
When before and Josh has gone through it with me before as well. So when we were and one of the reasons I believe all this stuff as well. We were in a massive. I know, Josh, we talked about the car accident.
Oh, I've heard bits of it. And
we never talked about it on this show before.
Okay.
And I didn't realise that you two were in it together. So can we?
Yeah. So we're in like a double-decker bus.
Yep.
And no, we won't. No, I won't make anything up.
No.
I want to desperately make a funny story up.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you the actual story.
Yeah.
So Josh was like doing drugs behind the wheel. No, okay.
Yeah. I was going to say that leads me to another question.
He was on a huge like mushroom trip. No. We went to a record label meeting. This is actually the real story, God's honest truth. We were going to a record label meeting in Sydney, and we were signing with a dodgy as hell record label that were associated with like Sony and BMG, and they were called Blue Pie Records. People that promised us the world and gave us nothing. Anyway, we were at this thing in Sydney, and we came back from it, and we were traveling back at it was like midnight. I think it was close to midnight. I was in the back seat and Josh was in the front seat, and then Rudy was a singer of Third Estate, was the band, if you're ever looking it up. He was driving and I was just looking out the window and listening to music, and a voice came in my head and said, "You won't be alone," or "You're not going to walk alone," something like that. And I was just like, didn't really believe anything spiritual. I just thought the thoughts are in my head and there's nothing. Yeah. There's nothing about this that's I'm just being crazy. Yeah. I'm hearing voices or whatever. But it was like someone speaking, literally.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was just like in my head, I'm like, just fuck off. What am I even doing? Fuck off. Like this isn't real. Yeah. Bugger off. Yeah. Sorry, swear words. And 10 seconds later, we're in this huge car accident. So this is like a black, what was it, a Commodore did you have? The Commodore.
Yeah, dark blue VT Commodore.
That's right. And it was pitch black, and it was like on the highway back from Sydney. We were like around where were we? Around Yass somewhere?
I think we were maybe 40 minutes out of Goulburn.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's it. Literally the car like hit the wall, then spun around. I think it hit another wall as well. I'm pretty sure it hit two walls. Yeah. And then we came to a stop, and the car was facing in the opposite direction in the middle of the highway. And you could literally see like a movie, like you see the lights flash, and then dull out really slowly, and the lights just stopped flashing after about, because the battery was hanging out of the front of the car.
Oh, wow.
So it just had stopped. And I don't know how or what happened next, but Josh couldn't get out of his car, so he Superman ripped the seatbelt out, like a fucking like the Hulk. Yeah. Just ripped it out of the fucking car. Yeah. And we all got out, and the car was all smoky and stuff like that because of the airbag, I'm pretty sure, had like exploded and whatever happens there. This truck came straight past us and pulled over and didn't hit us, thank God. So he must have seen us somehow and slowed down and pulled past us. Yeah. So I just got the guys and we just all went behind that truck just because we just didn't know what else was going to happen. Yeah. And I think it was 6 cars after that piled into our car. Just started piling into us like one after. It was the most horrible noise. Sorry, probably got PTSD from this, but the most horrible noise.
I've spoken about it a few times.
Yeah.
The most horrible noise ever is those brakes, because they had about, I reckon, 10 meters before they saw our car, because there was no lights, nothing.
Yeah.
And they just started piling into us at 12 o'clock at midnight. There's cars, and that was our car. But no one was hurt. I mean, seriously hurt or injured, and no one died out of all those cars.
Yeah.
Piling, and they were just piling into each other like it was a huge, crazy pile.
Is that how you remember it, Josh?
I mean, some of the details are probably not
The same?
the same, but it's basically what happened.
Yeah.
And the scariest moment for me, other than the sound, I can't describe the sound. It's still the most, I think 3 cars crashed into the wreck and one almost hit it. And the truck had stopped up the hill because he had massive floodlights.
Yeah.
So the truck actually tried to put his headlights onto the wreck.
So that people could...
But then also him and I ended up running down the road and putting all these reflectors out.
Yeah, okay.
And unfortunately, the very next car after us was going way over the speed limit.
Yeah, okay.
And wiped out all the reflectors and then crashed into the wreck. So we had no way of stopping people. Like, we were trying to flag people down. We only had one mobile phone that had charge.
Yeah,
was that yours?
Maybe, I don't know, man.
We needed one.
We're all in shock.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
But the only person that got even the slightest bit hurt was that first person after us, because they were in an old BMW and they were really gunning it.
Yeah.
I think he hurt his leg. Like, it wasn't even.
It wasn't a serious injury.
But when
they were walking after it, it wasn't a serious injury.
The ambulance driver said to me, he looked me in the eyes and it was fucking flashing lights and craziness going on. He just grabbed me and kind of shook me and said, when I heard about what happened here, I expected there to be lots of dead people. Yeah. It's 1 in a million that you guys walked away the way you did. The fact that there's no one hurt here is unheard of.
Do you know who this truck driver was?
No, well, it was such a crazy... And then once the police and the ambulance were there, we kind of all got separated into this car group of people, and these guys were there from the... Because we obviously had to explain...
Did we do a statement? I don't remember.
I think on the scene, maybe. I'm not sure whether we had to do any follow-up.
Yeah.
But it got crazy real fast.
Yeah.
And once we realised that cars were just not going to stop and they were going to crash, the truck driver told us to actually go down into the actual, pretty much half under the bridge into the median strip bit, over the other end of the bridge, and he went back to his truck. What happened essentially was there was a tiny little bridge at the bottom of a hill, and the road narrowed to just the bridge. Yeah. And a kangaroo jumped right in front of Rudy's car just as we went onto the bridge, and if he had have swerved one way, he would have crashed straight into the barrier. Yeah. So he really didn't have any option. Yeah. And we were talking, like, he was really upset. He was like, I shouldn't have reacted that way and all this stuff. And I remember...
the what ifs, man.
He said that in front of a mutual friend, the Bodmans, who are transport professionals. Yeah. And I remember Mick Bodman saying, mate, until you've seen 1,000 kangaroos, you're always going to react like that. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was just fucking scary. Like, I thought to myself that this is it. And we were sliding sideways down the bridge. And I was just thinking, okay, this is how it's going to end. Yeah. At least I'm here doing
After we've just signed with this dodgy record label.
Well, we already kind of knew that was dodgy, but the thing was, the day before, it was the most positive we'd been about it for 12 months.
Mm.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So do you think, listening to this story, now Josh, you often talk about your 2 bestest ever friends as Dan and Rudy.
Yeah.
Do you think that this thing that happened to you, as well as the music, is something that you will ever be connected by and part of why you are such tight friends?
It's part of that reason.
It was the inflection point for that. Yeah. It galvanised us beyond friends, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Galvanised?
Yeah, pretty well. Welded us together.
Yeah, right.
Like, because we had our own egos and we were probably not getting along. Like, there was always a little bit of tension up until that point.
Yeah. And then it was like...
And after that point, it was different.
Life seemed a little bit different.
Yeah. So where can people find Microcuts?
You can do Instagram. We're on Spotify.
Shit hot name, by the way. I'm surprised you managed to get that name.
Yeah, dude, I did a lot of
sleuthing.
Google searching. Yeah, but Microcuts is a Muse song, which is it's one of my favorite bands, and that's kind of just all came from there too. But there's a few names, but so that was it. And Microcuts AU is any social media, but we're on Spotify and iTunes and Apple Music and all the things.
Atomic,
and Triple J Unearthed, and
excellent.
But also Atomic.
Yeah, go to Atomic and buy the song. I think those guys who I keep seeing all these things about how much
You actually get the money.
It's actually
How incredible the
way
payout
better
is.
for us if you went to the Atomic site. Atomic Music Space is where it is at if you were Googling it. And it's actually way better for any artist to have it brought through there because you actually get money for it. Yeah. And
That's awesome.
Good peeps.
I'm becoming more and more kind of enamoured with what they're doing lately. Just that it's happening here in our own backyard is pretty awesome too.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Daniel. Thank you for coming. And we covered a few things today I was not expecting to. So thanks, Mel, for driving us there.
Thanks. Someone needs to be able to drive.
Yeah, someone.
Yeah.
Right.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
So the famous Dan Caulfield. There we go.
That's him. It's sort of underwhelming when he's right in front of us on the couch.
Well, you seem to get less.
You talk him up a lot. And then he's here. No, he's a good guy. I like him. I can see why you guys have remained friends for a long time. And I'm keen. Like, that was cool to hear. I've heard snippets of this, like, life-changing experience that you all had. And to actually hear two of you in the same room sort of vibing it off each other was cool. I'd love to get Rudy in at the same time.
Yeah, today that was the first, what I would call mostly positive retelling of the story that I've ever been part of.
Yeah.
Whether there was a lot of fear and emotion around it back in the day or whether we hadn't dealt with it in our own ways yet.
Yeah.
But that was,
The more I talk to Dan, the more I like him because he is an open book. And I think you can't fake authentic. And he is authentic.
he's a real deal.
And so from that respect, I really like and respect him. And every time I have an interaction with him, I know what he's thinking because he's very honest and I can't negate that even if I don't agree with what he says.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my serious point on Dan.
Well, it got a little bit serious there at the end, so that's probably a good way to wind that all up.
Yeah.
Just on a lighter note, obviously a few things came up in there about events and things that are happening.
Yeah, a bit of action. Feels like I'm just getting around a bit.
It does feel a bit
I'm
like that.
working at Drome Street.
I probably wouldn't have said it like that.
It feels like I'm involved in everything at the moment. And I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. People are going to start going, a bit sick of you. We need to change things up a little bit. But yeah, there's going to be some live music happening at Beer Deluxe towards the end of November. My point to that is just get around it. We're not going to have these opportunities presented to us if we don't support them. And we can't complain if stuff's not there if you're not supporting it when it actually is.
And we're at a very crucial point in time where if the amount of extra stuff involved with putting on an event, if these don't go well,
the
venues are putting even more on the line now than maybe what they ever have because of the amount of investment into just logistically making stuff happen.
Yeah.
We really have to be out there and supporting this stuff.
Yeah. I don't care if it's raining. I mean, it's raining today and I hate the cold and I still came here to do the podcast because I know it's important.
Yeah.
Same way if it's raining on these nights where there's live music, I'm still going to turn up because I know it's important and sometimes you just got to suck it up, princess.
Yeah.
For the greater good.
I think you've said that 3 times today.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's true. This is the sort of thing where now that I'm partly involved, I think as an external person watching in, you can quite easily go, yes, no, can't be bothered, right? Even with the fashion show, I know when we're talking about that to Bernadette, she's like, people are like, I can't be bothered driving over to Wodonga from Albury, which is stupid and ridiculous. The fact that we're getting these things that can happen so close to our doorstep, and for anyone listening, in regional Albury-Wodonga at the moment, that's where it is. And if you can't support stuff that is that close to you, then shame on you because it's not going to be happening and it takes a lot of work. And if the minimal amount of work you can do is get out of the house and put your takeaway money towards a ticket, just do it.
And that's an excellent point. And the only thing I would add to that is if you're actually part of the artist community, as in the musicians themselves, the artists and the venue and the scene as a whole needs everyone to be active when things start to open up.
Yeah.
If there was petty jealousy or competitiveness or anything leading into COVID that really in retrospect we've now seen what can happen to a scene when you can't have shows.
Yeah.
It's very fragile, and this is a time where we can really come together and strengthen it again. But I think it has to start with the artist. Whatever issue you have with going out and supporting bands, or if you don't like certain genres, I think we've got to kind of all get a bit over that at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, I know I need to.
Yeah.
I'm older. I'm less in my own mind up until now, and the conversations we've had recently, I've been probably had more bands on my I wouldn't go see them list than I do on my I'll go see them list.
Yeah.
But that can't be how this is when things start opening up.
No.
Everyone just has to be around it.
Get around it.
Yeah, get around live music as a concept and an idea.
Get around live anything.
Yeah, get around watching Mel prance around the stage in between bands.
So I will be there.
Of course.
Because I'm officially required to be, but also I would have been there otherwise.
Yeah. Can I start calling you Ubiquitous Mel? Melbiquity?
Melbiquity.
Melbiquity. You're just everywhere.
I am everywhere at the moment. It's good, yet it's probably unsettling for people that just see me pop up.
I think everyone loves it, except I'm waiting for you to do one of these things while wearing the flanny.
I have done things wearing the flanny before.
Are you going to be wearing the flannies at the upcoming shows?
No, I don't know. I've got 4 Cube sessions that are happening in November, and I will definitely be wearing a flanny in those.
Okay. If you're listening to this and you're aware of the flanny-related material, can you just give Mel a bit of a wink and a nudge?
Yeah.
About her flanny.
Let's wink and nudge me.
Yeah.
In an inappropriate way in the street, so I feel uncomfortable, apparently I put that onto the rest of the world.
Well, that's one thing Dan confirmed for me today, which I'm happy about.
Which is probably why I like him a little bit less, but still, he's entitled to his opinion.
He's still over 50%.
Yeah.
Righto, we better wind this one up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so get out, support the bands. Thanks, Mel, for
being me.
Being awesome. And if you're my little brother and you happen to be listening to this, we will sing at some point for you.
Yeah.
And so I know we did it in the last episode because there was a bit of confusion.
Mate.
And
I'm sorry, but I'm sort of not, because it turned into a brilliant insight into where my head can go.
Yeah. Like all the fairies and all the fluff and the glitter, there sometimes is a very straight linear thing in your head.
Isn't it?
It's very literal.
It's so literal. It doesn't make any sense to... Yeah. Sorry.
Right. So talking about fairies and other things, you can go get some magic dust at our website, I reckon. Was that a drug joke or was that just a playful?
Fairies and I don't know what you're trying to get out there, but just if you could get on a Facebook page, give it a thumbs up. That's always a nice thing. Maybe tell your friends about it.
Yeah.
And then if you really want to help out, you can buy us a coffee. I mean, that's nice.
For as little as $3 you can support us.
Which is 3 $1 coins.
Correct. And I think we've mentioned before that if you're thinking about playing the slots, just throw them our way.
Yeah. Slot us.
Look, the return on investment from this show for your ears is just, it's astronomical. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Up until the point where we sing.
Yeah.
So for the
or maybe just pay us not to sing.
Oh, do that.
Yeah,
I'm down with that.
Yeah, let's just do that. Anyway, if you have anything for us to do or you want us to talk about, or if there's someone that you're interested in hearing a little bit more about their story, I've got some cool ones that we've got pinned coming up.
Yeah, we've got a few things on the board.
Yeah.
So if there's anything you want us to have on the board that you think we need to talk about, just inbox us on Facebook.
Do it.
Yeah, you can email feedback@punchingsideways.com.
Yeah.
Righto, mate. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Laters.